Hey, spooky friends, Brian here, Viking Cat Paranormal. Meredith is off having her nails done, having some peace and quiet and relaxation. She deserves it. We were out here earlier this morning having a conversation with the spirits, EVPs and such. Didn't really pick up anything, but we had some activity going on. I thought I would just try to see if I could get something going on. So I'm coming out back here and I'm gonna set up my music box and I'm gonna break out the obelisk and see if we can get some more going on. I'm just curious to see if we can get something going on. That's a little better. I had something on there. So I'm gonna set you guys down here for a second so I can set it up. Music box. Gonna face it the other direction towards the woods so that I won't be setting it off. And obviously the woods, if you've seen our other videos, and it already went off. Let me show you guys. It's facing that direction away from me. So I'm not setting it off, and there's nothing. Let me turn this around and show you guys. Since there's nothing right there to set it off, right in front of the woods here. That's where we get the most of. So interesting that it already went off. A lot of the children's spirits here love playing with the box, and yeah, they certainly play with it a lot. We had it out in one of our other videos where it constantly kept going off. So now I got the obelisk on, and let's see what we can't get going. Okay, we were here just a little while ago talking. Encourage. Can you tell me who's out here with me right now? We know there's lots of spirits here. You're always here on our property. Some of you lived here, some of you died here. Some of you travel through here. We have a theory that there might be a portal here. We've even gotten that on our obelisk many times. Portal. Can you tell me who's here with me? I also wanted to do something really big I wanted to do on camera, guys. Today, we are unburying the witch's jars. And I wanted to record this. You're going to hear the music box go off. That's because of me walking past it. I do want to bring the obelisk back here. Because I want to see if I get anything as I'm unburying these witch's jars. The music box just went off again after I was far away from it. So here we go, guys. It just said agree, so it's agreeing with me. It's agreeing with me that it just went off again, that it wasn't me that did it. Here we are. This is where the jars are buried. We're going to unbury them. Here's one witch's jar that we found back here. I think I found the other one. They weren't buried too deep. So here we are, guys. Here are both the witch's jars that we found back here in the woods. Here's the tops of them. On each one there's an opening, and then there's a sealed off part. Inside is burnt shards of something. We're not really sure what's in these. I really even shouldn't be touching these right now. I never have before. I'd use something else to touch them. I will cleanse myself later, but I just wanted to show you guys. I'm going to be taking these off our property and see if that helps with a lot of the negative stuff going on here. I did get something on the obelisk that said help me speak. A little interesting since I'm unburied these witches jars. So now we're going to move them to a different part, continue the investigation, and see if anything happens now that we have this unburied. So let's take this on. Let's take the jars.
Help us.
Just said help us. The obelisk just said help us. How can I help you? I just heard something big walking to my left. And the music box went off twice. I hear it, but I don't see anything. It also just said earring, and I have 2 earrings. I'm going to be setting off the music box now. That was me. So now we got the witch's jars here, guys.
Save our souls.
It just said save our souls. It just said save our souls, guys. The obelisk. There's the witch's jars, music box. Kind of curious what would happen if I put these 2 witch's jars just right in front of the music box. Now that they're just sitting stationary, it shouldn't just on its own set it off, but I'd be curious if there's any energy coming off of that, if it would set off the music box now. It's really incredible that the obelisk said save our souls with the witch's jars now unburied. There's something crazy about that. I really just wanted to record the unburying of the witch's jars. I don't know where I'm taking them, but off the property, because the real theory here is that there's something truly, truly negative behind these witch's jars. We don't know where they came from. We don't know who put them here. We don't know how long they've been here. But we know that ever since that we discovered them, shit's really hit the fan. Things have been just... It just said slashed. The obelisk just said slashed. So I guess now we're going to start getting the negative context that the witch's jars are unburied and out in the open. So once I buried the witch's jars, things got a little calmer. But the fact that they're still here on the property, the negative activity continues to just turn and turn and turn and turn and turn and turn. And talking to some friends, other big people in the paranormal world, we've all come to the conclusion that we need to get rid of the jars. We need to put them somewhere else. Maybe bury them on a cemetery. Not really sure, but we got to get rid of them nonetheless. And today's that day. They're going for a car ride, and they're going to be gone today. Can you tell me about these witch's jars? Who put them here? Who put these jars here?
Chelsea.
Kelsey? Kelsey put the witch's jars here? Why? Why did she put these jars here right on our property in the woods? What reason did she put them here? The other thing is, out here, we were sitting out here earlier trying to communicate with the spirits. The chickens were acting real crazy. Our head rooster kept staring behind us towards this direction, the woods, and was making, defensive kind of noises. He was just staring with his beak open, and our other chicken was making these kind of like noises. We thought maybe it was because she was going to lay an egg, but she kind of just hung around outside. So I don't know if she was afraid of something or what. Could have been maybe an egg issue or thing, but I'm not sure. But for the rooster, he only really acts like that when he's, you know, on the fence about something scary. Tell me about Kelsey. Is there a witch here? Is there a witch on this property? Is there a witch in the woods? Billy? Hi, Billy. What are you doing here, Billy? This is 30 plus acres. Just nothingness. Well, I mean, really, who knows? Nobody lives here. Our property goes back a little further. Back on this property over to this side, there used to be a servant's quarters many years ago that burned down with them inside of it. So we're pretty sure that their spirits still live here. We've communicated with them before. Earlier this year. We've communicated with so many different spirits on this property, guys. It's like endless. Always new names, same names, new names. Just constant activity inside and outside of the house. We just had the bathroom and bedroom torn out. Blink. The bathroom and bedroom torn out for water damage. And it seems like since then, stuff inside the house has gotten a little bit more noticeable, at least for me. Meredith, that night after they tore that stuff out, I believe it was, she saw like a bright orb-shaped object right in front of her. We're not much believers in orbs, but just that's kind of the idea of what it was. I didn't happen to see it. I was looking elsewhere. We've had where she saw our outside light do something it's not supposed to do, where it slowly dimmed down and then went right back on. It's not supposed to dim like that. It either will turn off or go on, but it's not supposed to dim. It dimmed all the way and then it went back on. That's never ever happened before. Because our bedroom is torn up, I've had to been sleeping on the couch in the living room where we've had, when we set up recorders and stuff before, locked. We've set recorders up and such before, first in the office, and we were catching a lot of banging, walking around noises in the other parts of the house, so like the living room and kitchen. So it set up a recorder one day in the living room, caught male grunts and noises and footsteps. So my first night sleeping on the couch, I was laying there quietly and I heard lots of walking around and noises, so I set up a recorder. So far I've already heard lots of footsteps, maybe a voice, I can't recall. I wrote it down in my journal. And since then I've started doing a paranormal log every day throughout the day, where I'm keeping track of every paranormal thing that happens to me throughout the day. And at one point I'd like to put them all together and make a full video out of it once I have enough. I think just in the last week I probably have a dozen different paranormal logs that I've done, anywhere from like 35 seconds to 16 minutes of things happening. Either things that just happened or things that happen and then more things are happening. I can't wait to share that with you guys, but it's been pretty busy around here lately. If you guys have seen our other videos, you know about the predator lights, the little black, like animal-shaped box with the red eye lights erupt. that are only supposed to turn on at nighttime and flash to keep the predators away. Well, they absolutely, positively are not supposed to flash or work during the day. And it seems like a lot lately, and Meredith experienced it today for the first time, but I've been dealing with it a lot. You can look in the general direction as much as you want, you'll never see it. But if you look right at either one of those predator lights, they will flash right at you, almost as if someone's saying, hey, I want to talk to you. I've had it where I looked at it and it would flash 3 times at me, where it's flashed once. It happened to her multiple times today, this morning. Happens to me all the time. Our motion sensor lights out here go off all the time. It's just, sometimes it's just little things like that. Sometimes it's just, well, for some reason my camera just shut off completely. I'm not sure why. It's not supposed to do that, but it just shut off. But it just said casket, which I get so many times on the obelisk back here. Casket, buried, tombstone, headstone, anything that has to do with like a funeral type situation or a burial. I get that so many times on the obelisk back here on this property, especially towards the woods here. It's almost like we've gotten I'm buried here. They're trying to tell us that somebody is buried here on the property. We try to get them to tell us where, but we never really get directed correctly. Anyway, I'm going to end this video now, guys. I just really wanted to unbury the witch's jars, and I'll let you know how that goes. I wanted to see if we'd get any pickup in activity since unburying the jars. If anything happens,
19.
I'm going to be doing my paranormal log. I look forward to you guys joining me on that when I put those together. Until then, stay spooky.